What up, man? What's the deal? Welcome to Stand on the Media. Salute to the Stand on the Media family out there, man. Salute. Happy Tuesday to everyone, man. Blessings to all. If you are new to this channel, man, much appreciated. Do me a favor, though. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment in this video. Please share the video. Hit that notification bell. You will be notified when I drop videos. So, look, man, we're going to get right to it. Right to it. I woke up this morning. And salute to Boss Talk 101, by the way. I'll put a link to the channel in the description of this video, but that's the content that we're going to use this morning. And it was OG Pyro calls out Wack 100. You went to prison for a BB gun. You went to prison for a BB gun. Interesting. So while I'm listening to this audio, right? A few things I caught. But again, all these are my opinions, my views, right? We're just trying to put this puzzle together, right? So I want you to listen to what OG is saying in this audio and around about what time did Wack 100 come to death row? When he originally came to death row, when he popped and burst up on the scene, he came out of nowhere. No one knew who this guy really was at all, except Reggie Wright. Allegedly, what I was told, or what I heard, that when Reggie was, pushing that work across state lines, he used CS2 back sometime. Because, CS2 back had a truck company. He was a truck driver or worked for a truck company. And allegedly, what has been said, that they were boosting cars, they were boosting drugs, they was boosting a lot of different things back then. So that would make sense on why he came to death row through Reggie Wright, because they were doing the thing behind the scenes together. It's a lot of different things, man. It's a lot of different things, bro. So we just trying to put this puzzle together, right? But it made me think of something when I listened to this audio in the beginning. I said, let's try to connect these dots to the big U indictment. When we get to that, I'll wake that up a little bit more within the audio. I just don't want to get all over the place. I just want us to listen to what OG Pyro had to say about CS2 back and when he burst on the scene at death row. And that nobody knew who he was, right? It's pretty simple. Self-explanatory audio. Pretty good audio. OG Pyro don't never hold back towards CS2 back, ever. So salute to him. But I want to take this moment before we get to the content. You don't even got to fast forward 5 minutes. I promise you. We're just going to get right to it. But I just want to say, man, salute to the Stand on the Media family out there, man. The Stand on the Media universe. I want to say salute to everybody that's been in the comment section these past few days. Giving me praises, even the haters, man. Salute to you too. But I'm not gonna lie, I barely get that. But majority of the time, I get a lot of love shown in the comment section. And all I want to say to all of y'all is thank you. If I haven't hearted or liked your comment, it's because I haven't seen it. YouTube has a weird filtering process. It's weird. Sometimes, you know what I mean. I get them right on time. Sometimes I don't. But if I have not, it's only because I haven't seen it. But I'm saying it here now. Thank you. You really don't even, man. Y'all don't even know how much this shit means to me. You know what I mean? Because of my little voice. You know what I mean? I'm not nobody famous or nothing like that, right? But people do appreciate my insight in what I do, and I just want to say, man, I appreciate you appreciate me. You get me? But anyway, man, We're not going to turn this into no Gumi type of moment. We're going to get right to the content, man. Again, thank y'all for pulling up at Stand on the Media. Let's break down this content. Let's go.
100. He was not a part of no element. He hasn't put no work in. He went to prison for shooting somebody with a BB gun.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
Man, listen, man, we got a guy here today, y'all, all the way from Bumpton, California. It's going down, man. Y'all know him as OG Pyro, man, on Boss Talk 101, man. What's going on, baby?
Yo, we up in here in San Antonio, Texas.
Man, stop.
When they lost the Alamo, we gonna bring it back. Alamo, hey, here we come.
OG, man, like every time I see you, man, it's just a treat, bro. Cause like I said, ever since I've been doing the show, man, God put me basically in your space and you in mine, man. And basically we've been killing the game, man. Just going down through there, man, on the history of just culture. People try to make it one thing, but you really can't, cause we talk about everything, right?
Everything.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari.
Right out the gate with the ads.
Bruh. I look forward to
down through there, man, on the history of just culture. People try to make it one thing, but you really can't, because we talk about everything, right?
Everything. I mean, this is what they called back in the day the Fantastic Voyage.
Man.
Get it all.
Hey. Man, that's what I'm talking about. OG, man, so, you know, a lot of times, man, people be tripping, man. I look at you, man, as like a pinnacle, man, when it come down to really, man, you still here, right? Like a lot of people ain't here no more. I talk to you all the time. You steadily going to funerals here and funerals there, but you made it through a lot. And that's one of the reasons, man, I rock with you so much, because I know, like, damn, I'm hoping I can make it through. You know what I'm saying?
No, you rocking with me because I'm doing the most. And you got me down here in San Antonio, Texas, and you knew before we came it wasn't a Waffle House. and that's amazing. It wasn't a Waffle House. See, this is how Boss Talk treats me. But I've made it through. But I mean, it's not that I'm exceptional, you know. But I am special because I was forced in control of my life early on. So I didn't do the things that y'all was able to do. So now I'm able to express it. Eating one meal a day, preserving myself, don't drink, don't stink, none of that. So that's I'm just saying. And then when you would get these new guys that feel like they got it all and know it all, but you know, we'll work on them too.
Well, I want to just ask you, man, like I be going through the internet and stuff, and man, I you know, the other night I was rolling through, man, and you know, of course, the guy who pretty much we had the recording and everything where y'all had fell out, it came back and it was like, okay, do you really know Wack 100? Let me ask you that.
Man, let's
have you ever met him?
Yes, I met him twice. And this is what you did when they talk about a liar can never say the same thing twice. The first time I met him was the Drake and Game video over in my mother's in my brother's neighborhood in Cedar Block.
Okay.
And he looked like a surfer at that time. And Game and one of the other little homies got into a little altercation, and Rod 100 seen the gun and broke off and ran. But he was real nice then. So we go back, he was the interview you're talking about. He expresses that nobody knew anything about me from 2000. Well, nobody knew anything about him until 2000. He didn't come on death row until 2003, as I understand it.
Now, right there, let's speculate, y'all. You know, everything is sheer speculation until we can bring facts together, right? That I don't know why, but something was telling me, that's interesting. When he said that, he didn't come around till like 2003. Something in my mind just clicked like, well, he didn't come around till 2003. Let's not forget the big indictment that just dropped, and who a lot of these different informants and snitches are that are in the paperwork. Some we know who they are, and others we don't. Right? And it automatically gravitated me to CW1. That's in the paperwork. And I noticed that a lot of people have not talked about this in a very long time. I remember when it first dropped, we all was talking about it, right? Who is CW1? Who is CW1? Me and my guy, we always have thought CW1 was CS2 back, Wack 100. But you can't, when you look up who former President Joe Biden parted or commuted, you can't find his name or no other name in that matter connected to the paperwork, right? And but that would make sense if he's still working. He's still a confidential, reliable source. They would keep that type of paperwork and that type of information sealed across the board, no matter what. But when he said 2003. I said, well, what did, I couldn't remember what they said the criminal history of CW1 was. So I hit my man up, but I ended up finding it before he could, but he was on the job. Salute to D Twins, by the way. So D Twins, I'm actually talking to you right now on Instagram about me and my wife going through a divorce while I'm doing this video right now in real time. Boy, you see how this work? You see how this work, my guy? Yeah. But anyway, I just thought that was funny because I'm talking to him right now on the computer. But salute to D Twins, that's my guy. But so I went and found it myself. And this is what it says about CW1. It says CW1 has a criminal history that includes convictions for possession for sales of narcotics in 2003 and in 2009. And violation, I don't want to go to the penal codes and all that, but violation of California Health and Safety Code section, blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. As well as shooting into an inhabited dwelling in 2003. Drop a bomb on that. And as well as shooting into an inhabited dwelling in 2003. So then my brain really got to start. I was racing. I'm like, well, allegedly, when Reggie Wright was doing, he was doing his possession of sales thing. Allegedly, Wack was helping him. He was the truck driver. He was helping him push that stuff from state to state, getting it across city lines, state lines with the truck. They were in cahoots together with that. Then I really got to thinking, it's all speculation here, y'all. I know I'm a little bit all over the place with this, but follow me. But then I started thinking, well, damn. I wonder if CS2 Back was one of the informants that helped crack Reggie Wright with what he was doing with the selling the drugs through the mail and all that. Did he help him with this?
Since at least 2014, we learned here in the federal building behind me a little earlier today. Fast forward to today, we now know 22 people have been indicted. 16 of those people we know live right here in the Mid-South. Federal prosecutors are accusing 22 gang members of shipping money through the mail from Memphis, 1,800 miles away to Los Angeles, California. Prosecutors go on to allege meth, heroin, cocaine, pills, and pot were all sent back to be sold here. It's a case acting U.S. Attorney Larry Lorenzi calls unusual.
The drugs that were sent to Memphis was a smorgasbord of drugs.
Investigators say 17 of the people are members of the Memphis Piru Mafia, a local street gang that sells several kinds of drugs. The investigation started years ago when police found out gangs were selling drugs around the Bella Vista apartments. The investigation picked off at least one top-level OG.
It has stopped the pipeline where drugs freely flowed between California and Memphis.
And in that report, they also said this.
Dotto, who investigators say is connected to a Mexican cartel, but would not say which one.
They are using a variety of ways to move the drugs into Memphis.
I asked Lorenzi if an informant was used to help crack the years-long case.
We can't speak to the actual facts of the case or the actual techniques that were used to investigate it.
Good question, though, is what he said at the end of that. But then so that had me thinking, well, if they cracked him in 2003, for narcotics is what it said from 2003 and in 2009, which meant, because I think if I'm not mistaken, the Reggie Wright crackdown was in 2013 or something like that. I can't remember what they just said, but I think it was like 2013. That means it was an on investigation. But let's say they flipped him for that, narcotics, and for shooting into an inhabited dwelling, BB gun, right? In 2003, they flip him. He's been working ever since, and he was helping take down Reggie Wright Jr., which prompted Reggie to be suspicious about him. You know what I always thought was funny and strange and weird? That Wack 100 has never, and I mean never, addressed. He's never addressed Reggie Wright telling scandalous Los Angeles TV, Deuce Sims and Yael from Damo Keyway Conversations, that they changed two names in that movie, Murder Rap, but his name wasn't changed, insinuating that Wack 100 was an informant, insinuating that he started to get suspicious of Wack 100's behavior, which prompted him to start asking Greg Kading's, straight out blank questions. Is Wack an informant for you guys? Which he wouldn't have never said. All this stuff just was racing in my head when I heard him say 2003. That's when he burst on the scene. That's also when CW1 got busted for possession of sales of narcotics, and in 2009, by the way, but also shooting in an inhabited dwelling in 2003. Speculation here. I could be reaching for straws. I could not be. Right? I don't know. I want y'all to tell me in the comment section what y'all think. Because CW1 be CS2 back, and that could be when he first started, when he originally started working. I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comment section. Let's finish this video.
And when he came on death row in 2003, he didn't come on. It wasn't even death row. At the time it came on, Keto Rock was.
Oh, real quick. And do y'all believe that CS2 back is what helped the feds take down Reggie Wright's drug ring? And because we know that he helped take down the car thing. Teresa Swans, I think was the name, who was boosting cars. Remember, he was talking about boosting cars too, and then all of a sudden she gets flipped. Was CS2 back involved in Reggie Wright's downfall with his drug game, and was he the downfall of Teresa Swans? I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comment section what y'all think. And is CW1 really Wack 100?
Over death row. Suge was in jail. He got put on by Reggie Wright Jr. He didn't get put on by CJL or Bunchreal or nobody. Nobody has any evidence of him before 2000. I don't know nothing about him. The first time I ever heard about him when Jimmy Henchman got cracked and got arrested in New York, and he came up, he developed me, started managing gang. Wow. So that's when he became popular in Compton, California. He wasn't an element before him. Didn't nobody know him in Pacoima. I go back to I was one of the first dudes from Compton in the 70s, 71, when the first Crips came in. When Bunchy Griffin came in, Skipper from the Avenues, Walker, Skipper, Scooter, Wig, all of these dudes, the first Crips.
With Google Workspace, you can create a Gmail account with your own.
Skipper, Scooter, Wig, all of these dudes, the first Crips that came to YTS, I was there. When I went to prison, I was the first one there. So I've had a history. I came down in 1979. I was in high power with Tookie, Peabody, Hoover Gooch, Doc Holliday, Ray Ray Browning, Skid Row Slasher, Bobby Joe Maxwell, Bittaker, a host of murderers. So I had a history. I came down from prison, and when I was in 1750, the lieutenant came and asked me and Peabody that they needed us to go to another module because the bounty hunters had caught a case, and it was like 9 or 10 bounty hunters. They had 4,800. They had a whole crip module. So what they did, the bounty hunters told them they couldn't go on the main line, so they started 3,500. Peabody said he wasn't leaving 1750, the high power. I wanted to get out to the main line. So I went over to 3,500. Me, Gangster Blood, Michael Roselle, Kevin Dykes, and the other 9 was the first 9 bounty hunters in the Hawkins murder. So this is in the 80s. And then we gets to 86, 87. I was in 4,300. The names that he's rattling about, Little Man, and I was on Baker 4 with Little Man for 2 years. So we had until the fallout with the Pirus and the family Swans, and all the Pirus moved over to A block. I still stayed in B section until Momo came. My homie Momo came, and I went over with them. So I've been relevant all of my life. He ain't done nothing any of his life. So
Go ahead.
you know, so when you get to rectifying and who I am, and here he is, he says when he met me with the mayoral race, that I act like I was with a church.
Yeah.
And I was a deacon. I've been in the Nation of Islam since 1964. So who could ever have me as an element as a deacon? So the man is an habitual liar. None of the stuff that he says adds up. And like you say, you see me at all the funerals. I want to look at them because somebody gonna look at me one day.
Yeah.
So somebody got to tell the story. He hasn't been to one funeral, one Piru funeral. They just had one for one of the homies that got killed at 456 in Pomona. Now, I got respect for Pacoima Pirus. I in prison with a couple of them dudes. And when I said he was confused, originally, Pacoima, they were the 3 Ps. Pacoima, Pasadena, and Pomona, the 3 Ps. But then how he got the 2 Ps and a B, because Pacoima is Pacoima Pirus, Pasadena is Denver Lane, they bloods, and 456 Pomona, right? So they dropped the 3 Ps and made it 2 Ps and a B. So that's the origination of the 3 Ps. We can't keep saying 3 Ps because Pasadena are bloods. They're from Denver Lane. So for the respect, as I understand it, is that how it became 2 Ps and a B. And the homie that did it, he stood on it. He got into it with Puddin'. Puddin' said, man, we can't have no B behind the P. He got on with Puddin'. He got on with Biggs, Carlos, out of the bounty hunters. Man, you can't have no P in front of the B. And he stood on that. But that has nothing to do with Rat 100. He was not a part of no element. He hasn't put no work in. He went to prison for shooting somebody with a BB gun.
Salute to Boss Talk 101 for the content. Man, so my question is, when did that happen? When did he do the... Because it had to have been when he was a minor, right? When he did the BB gun thing, right? So maybe he's not the one, or maybe he still is CW1, but that's not the shooting in the inhabited dwelling that they're talking about. I don't know, because if he popped up on the scene in 2003, that means he's already done his time. He's already did what he did for the BB gun. So he's already had been convicted and served his time, I believe. Right? So it wouldn't have been it wouldn't have been shooting into an inhabited dwelling as far in regards to that incident. That incident would have already happened. He had already been sentenced. He had went to jail, did his time, got out, and then in 2003 popped up on the scene. But what we do know that because think about this, and I'll leave y'all with this. This is to all the OGs out there who've been following Wack since he's came to Clubhouse and was doing content that reached YouTube. I'm only talking to y'all. The new booties, I don't know. I don't know if y'all been tapped in enough to know. And y'all understand what I mean by that. The OGs that been around, if y'all remember, tell me in the comment section if you remember this. In the very beginning, when he would argue with people about how he got on, he would always preach that he was a truck driver. He had his own money. He drove trucks, and he never was a drug dealer. He never sold drugs. He never did drugs. We found out that both of those, one allegedly was a lie, that he never sold drugs, because allegedly he was helping Reggie push that work that he was pushing when he got busted. But we know for a fact that he lied about smoking and doing drugs, because he was in that RICO indictment, that civil RICO. And it came out then that he was getting high. And remember Deuce Sims busted that, put that out? And they was all on the phone, him, Suge, and Big U. And I think, was it Big U? Well, somebody, Big U or Deuce Sims asked Suge, like, did you know that Wack used to get high? And Suge was like, nah, I didn't know. I didn't think he did. I didn't know he did anything. I didn't know he, you know what I mean? He would portray himself to be this square from Delaware with real long hair and the long derriere. But that's what I'm saying. So he lied about that. So what's not to think that he lied about the other? You know what I'm saying? About pushing, selling, helping. Back then, he would go out of his way. To the OGs, y'all remember, put it in the comment section, hashtag I remember. If you remember, when Wack was making his rounds around Clubhouse, he was making it perfectly clear he has never sold drugs a day in his life. And if that is I'm telling you, I could be 100% wrong, I could be 100% right, and I'm leaning on right. I may be off about the inhabited dwelling, because I had to think about that he had already been convicted on that, sentenced on that, etc. Because that happened when he was a minor. Got it. But that doesn't mean that some inhabited dwelling shooting didn't happen in 2003 by him that we don't know nothing about yet. But what we do know is he was helping push that work. He was helping to push that work with Reggie Wright Jr. Allegedly, though. We got to always say allegedly. But yeah, man, this is interesting stuff. CW1 has a criminal history that includes convictions for possession of sales of narcotics in 2003 and 2009. They took that organization that Reggie had down in like 2013, 14 or something like that. I believe Wack had his hands and helped take that down in violation of California Health and Safety Code sections, blah, blah, blah. And respectively, as well as shooting into an inhabited dwelling in 2003 in violation of California Penal Code Section 246. CW1 received cooperation credit from the Central District of California as sentencing in a prior drug conspiracy case alleging a violation of Title 21 United States Code Section 846. So listen to me. That right there, I think Wack is CW1, man. Yeah, he was sentencing in a prior drug conspiracy case. CW1 received cooperation credit from the Central District of California as sentencing in a prior drug conspiracy case. I don't know, people. I don't know. It's a lot of there. There is a lot of there. For that not to, for him to be not CS2, CW1. He's already I'm getting the names mixed up. He's already CS2 back. So to be CW1 wouldn't be too far-fetched. But I want to make that connection if possible, because that shows you that he has had his hand from the very beginning. He orchestrated everything that has to do with Big U, the Operation Drawdown indictment. He has everything to do with it. His hands is all over that. I already know that, but it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So I think it's time for us to really start connecting these dots. We got to get back to that paperwork and get back to the informants. We got to get back until some paperwork drops that tell us otherwise. If you're new to my channel, you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you. It's early in the morning. I haven't had my energy drink. I'm trying to get to it now, so bear with me. Do me a favor, though. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment in this video. Please share the video. Hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when we drop videos. And yeah, man, shooting a BB gun, huh? That's what sent you to prison, shooting the BB gun. The BB gun bandit. That's what they call them. All right, man. I'll catch y'all on the other side, man. I appreciate y'all again, man. To stand on the media, man. You know, let's go.